from that 7 car getting a little loose. Look at that, 4 car up the racetrack. All these guys lifting off the gas, and then behind them, the 10 car gets run over and unable to control his car. 48 spins as well. Jake, yep. Down the racetrack in front of his teammates. Joey Gates up the racetrack. Cody in the fence. Just an unfortunate series of accidents there. Hit bottom, and now he's got a flat tire. He's really loose.
Into the wall. Holding the wall that time. Trying to stay up out of the traffic.
Still no
Can he get to pit road? Jump.
Kind of flip-flop from the car early. Oh, 3.
Around goes the 11. The 20 also around. Ryan Blaney caught up in this in the 12.
Back here, they're wrecking. Get out of that if you can. Nothing's going to hit you here.
Barely working his way through there.
Now he's trying to go up there and win the race.
Front 5.
Oh, there's a big crash.
19, Mark Jr. He got into the side of the 24. William Byron's in it. Landon Castle also collected up.
I was so concerned about the used tires. Guys, as we saw them get rid of that Ford of Mike McDowell,
Here's the big wreck right
Middle
here.
wrecking here. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
Let's see if 19 gets any big damage right here so far. Doesn't look like any big hits. Oh, the right front.
Now the right front fender torn off. Out front. Now Tyler's going to try to block.
He's in the fence.
Up into the wall he goes. The 18 also in the wall. Eric Jones gets caught up in it as well. The big one does happen. The 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., McDowell. Austin Dillon caught up in this. That's Ryan Newman in the 6. Kurt Busch in the 1.
Oh, he can't get that pushed.
Oh, into the wall he goes. And they'll collect 4 cars behind. The 14 stays on the ground.
Hold the brake, hold the brake.
You can see it happening. As he was coming around, Bubba Wallace in contact right there.
Up. The 9 out of shape. Here comes the 22. Regano's going to take the lead away from Denny Hamlin. 2 laps to go.
Bubba Wallace on the outside.
Big run. Contact made again. Bubba Wallace sideways. Can he save it?
William Byron. They're
In the
ready.
middle.
The 22 goes around.
Hang on, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the
He's
brake.
going to come out now. Big wreck behind him. Bubba Wallace got through. Tyler Reddick hard hit. Jimmy Johnson caught up in it at 48.
Yeah, big damage on Jimmy's car.
Big run for Chase Elliott. He goes up top to try to block. The 21 tries to go by the 9. They make contact. The 9 into the wall. The 9 slides the 21 into the wall. He collects them in a big crash happening.
So much blocking, so much shoving. It just can't last for so long.
Huge wreck.
He's got some help with him.
Oh, into the wall they go. The 11 now also caught up in it. The whole Haley. The 3 of Austin Dillon squeezes through. He is in front. And look at virtually the only car to clear it. Flag will end the race. Mark Truex Jr. out front. Now William Byron fighting on the inside for the lead and the win. They run behind him again.
Stay with your teammate.
They continue to fight
You're clear.
through 3 and 4. William Byron looking for his first ever win in the NASCAR Cup Series. A win, a secured spot in the playoffs. William Byron's gonna win. To go. Cody Ware running in that 3rd spot.
Here comes Cindric in the 2. Keep an eye on him. I don't know if he has enough time.
And he doesn't have help anymore. It has dropped off as they come out of turn number 4. Mark Truex Jr. trying to fight back up there to get in at points, but it's Austin Dillon who wins at Daytona.
Suarez in the middle of this.
Harvick running 2nd. A big shove coming from the middle. Daniel Suarez in the 99. He gets turned into the 4, and they go into the wall. The next flag will end the race. And there's the caution flag. Ryan Blaney wins. The big accident happens behind him. Celebrate at Daytona again.
I believe that is where you're going to sit for a while there, Austin. Oh, good job. Gets it out.
brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Daytona International Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series Coke Zero Sugar 400 and the regular season finale. After this race, we'll have our playoff grid set of 16 drivers fighting for championships starting next week at Darlington for the Southern 500. But we get underway here at Daytona. The green flag is out. Alex Bowman and Joey Logano lead us to the green flag here at Daytona. Bowman, Logano on the front row. Bowman already locked in with a win earlier this season. Joey Logano in a must-win scenario to make the playoffs. We'll see if he can make it happen. It's him and Bowman are side by side for the lead here, going through turn 1 and 2. Behind them, we got Christopher Buescher in the 17 and the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Bowman, Logano side by side for the race lead, battling hard for every position on the racetrack. Bowman on the inside, Logano on the outside. Down this back straightaway, they continue to race at a gridlock here at the front of the field here at Daytona. But Bowman can get some momentum here. He's got a good drafting bunch behind him of Stenhouse, Christopher Bell, and the 13 of Chandler Smith. Racing the 99 of Daniel Suarez for position back there. But Bowman will edge ahead of Joey Logano here through turn 3 and 4 in that new Ally Arena Fortnite paint scheme for this weekend. Bowman now powers ahead of Joey Logano. Got a big shove coming from Stenhouse. Bowman will lead the opening lap of racing here at Daytona. Behind him, Joey Logano tries to hold off Ricky Stenhouse and try to get a run on the 48 for the race lead. No luck so far. Bowman continues to block both lanes here for the race lead, maintaining as behind him they are really getting after it. 3 wide, even 4 wide some parts of the field here. Really aggressive racing. Everyone knows it is do or die to make the playoffs. They are going for it, doing everything they can. Remember, we already have 18 different winners. Right now we got 2 guys below the cut line who have wins, trying to find their way back in. That's Dylan and Buescher, and you got 2 guys above who are trying to survive. That is Gibbs and Haley. But right now, Bowman leads over Ricky Stenhouse and 3 wide battle behind him. How about Chandler Smith fighting Christopher Bell for 3rd? Chandler Smith making one-off start here at Daytona. I believe this is his 3rd start of the season. Having a great job up there. He's got his teammate AJ Allmendinger giving him a big shove from behind. You got Blaney, got the 36 of Riley Erbst up here in the mix, battling for the race lead. As is still Bowman leading the way. Ricky Stenhouse in 2nd, but here comes Christopher Bell. That 20 car has been charging. He's charged his way all the way up to battling for 2nd now on the inside of the 47 of Stenhouse, going out to the 48 of Bowman, who continues to lead this race as the pack thunders by behind us. 3 wide, side by side, multiple rows deep. As you look a little bit further back there, I mean, how about the guys up here in the mix here? You got Ricky Stenhouse, who's pretty bad in points right now. You got Chandler Smith, Riley Erbst, and even the 15 of Brendan Poole all having top 10 runs right now. How about that? Stenhouse way up on the high line, gets hung out for 2nd. Bell into 2nd, and the colleague cars will go through right for 3rd. Stenhouse bounced off the wall right there, losing some time here coming down the front stretch. Allmendinger and Chandler Smith clears. Bowman continues to lead this race. He's now led the first 3 laps of this race on lap 4 comfortably. That 48 is on rails right now. He's got a pretty fast car leading the way. And look at on the bottom lane back there. Here comes the 15, Brendan Poole, with help from Joey Logano, trying to shove the 16 car of AJ Allmendinger, who finds himself running in 2nd, trying to find his way into the playoffs with a win here at Daytona. Of course, he wasn't able to win at the road courses, which typically are his bread and butter. He struggled, but now is trying to make it happen here in Daytona. Bowman, though, still leading. Allmendinger, Bell, side-by-side for 2nd, side-by-side for 4th. Brendan Poole and Riley Erbst. How about these boys getting after it? Then back here, Stenhouse is 3 wide of Bubba Wallace and Chandler Smith almost making some contact. Everyone hangs on to it, though, and we stay green. So far, the pack's been racing pretty respectfully, but still racing hard but respectful here and clean, avoiding any crashes. So far, so good. Bowman continuing to lead, has now led the first 4 laps of this race on lap 5. Continues to be comfortably in lead over Christopher Bell, but here comes AJ Allmendinger up ahead of him on the inside for the lead. Here comes the 16. Allmendinger going for the lead on the inside of Bowman here down the backstretch. Can Allmendinger take the lead? He's also another driver in a must-win scenario trying to make the playoffs. If he can make it happen, this would be huge for AJ and his hopes of making it through into the playoffs. Right, he gets hung out. Here comes Brendan Poole, the 15. What a charge. Now we're nearly 4 wide for 2nd. Joey Logano forces him. Look out, 4 wide. Wow, that was close. But Brendan Poole to the lead for Rick Ware, racing at Daytona. And oh, trouble. Around goes Josh Berry. Hamlin, isn't it? Harvick is crashing. And big implications for Kevin Harvick, your regular season points leader, coming into this race by only 10 points over Christopher Bell in his final race at Daytona. will crash in the outside wall after significant contact from the 42 of Josh Berry. That sent J.J. Yaley down into Denny Hamlin. Hamlin goes spinning, multiple cars scattering everywhere, trying to avoid getting involved in this crash. Luckily, there's only a couple of cars. You see Austin Hill also collected. Josh Bilicki gets some damage as well in that incident. But see, it was actually Austin Cindric who moves Josh Berry up the track into Harvick, sends him crashing hard in the outside wall. Then nowhere Yaley could go, spins into Denny Hamlin, and the Harvick spinning into Truex. Cars are scattering everywhere trying to avoid this, and it is a huge crash here at Daytona to bring out the caution. Briscoe, I believe, collects some damage as well. So the big one strikes here early at Daytona with Kevin Harvick, Josh Berry, Denny Hamlin, and J.J. Yaley, Austin Hill among the many involved in this incident here coming out of turn 4 down the front stretch here at Daytona. Multiple cars destroyed from the big crash. Back at the front of the field, it is Brennan Poole leading the field. Now into lap 15, I believe, is Joey Logano and Christopher Bell side by side for the race lead, fighting hard. Bell now knows that Harvick has crashed. He's super slow and off the pace. He has a chance of no trouble. There goes Blaney. The 12 goes spinning down the backstretch. Luckily, does not hit anything, and the caution will come out, but luckily, it's only a one-car spin here at Daytona, and crisis has been averted. The 12 Blaney got hooked by the 48 of Bowman, and Bowman sends Blaney spinning down the backstretch here at Daytona. And as I was saying about Christopher Bell, the 20 with Harvick severely damaged can win the regular season championship easily now. All he has to do is beat Harvick by 11 spots, and he's doing that easily right now, battling for the lead of this race with Joey Logano, who's in a must-win situation, and Kyle Larson and the 5, who is right there in the mix, battling Brendan Poole, who is still running in the top 5, having a tremendous run here at Daytona. But back to the line, it will be Joey Logano narrowly leading over Christopher Bell at Daytona. Now on to lap 30. Contact, Kyle Larson, Brendan Poole down the backstretch, getting into each other. More contact, and they're going to go all the way down the racetrack. Larson and Poole are going to go slamming hard into the barrier, the inside wall, and Larson, it gets wedged into the safer barrier, and Brendan Poole goes flying after that. A horrible crash here at Daytona. Two of the best cars now out. The 5 of Larson was in a must-win situation to make the playoffs and will now crash out at Daytona, and your 2021 champion will miss the playoffs. And the 15 of Brendan Poole, who is having such a Cinderella story for Rooker Racing, his day is over as well. You hate to see it. Brendan Poole having a tremendous run. Everybody's rooting for Rooker Racing to have a good run for once. They were having it, and now it's over. Then Kyle Larson made the championship for last season, will miss the playoffs entirely as Todd Gilliland leads at Daytona. So there you go. Todd Gilliland leads after Kyle Larson and Brendan Poole crash out of this race, making playoff drama as Christopher Buescher leads the way here at Daytona on lap 47 over Riley Herbst and Todd Gilliland. How about that for a top 3 here at Daytona? You got a bunch of 4s. Eric Jones is up there, Justin Haley, Ryan Preece in contention right out of the lap car. The 4 of Kevin Harvick is stacking up this entire pack back here. It is now in O'Connor trouble on the wall. Goes Eric Almirola, Chase Elliott around the 48 involved as well, and Corey LaJoie piles back in to the 10 of Almirola, and a 4-car crash here at Daytona. Another hard crash in the outside wall coming out of turn 2. This time, the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 48 of Alex Bowman go crashing with Eric Almirola and Corey LaJoie. Almirola and LaJoie, both in must-win situations to make the playoffs, are not going to be able to make it happen today. The 10 and the 7 will not have the pace to compete. Watch out, everyone behind him coming through, trying to avoid slamming into LaJoie. And, of course, the 48 of Bowman will be out of the race as well. He has had such a good run going. Led some laps early from the pole, but will not make it happen here at Daytona. He'll still make the playoffs, so he'll be fine. Same with Chase Elliott. See the 24 William Byron is way back here. He's trying to fight his way in the playoffs. He luckily avoids it all, as does Bubba, Austin Dillon, Keselowski. Everyone avoids it. Back at the front of the field, though, after all that chaos, it is Christopher Buescher who's going to come through to win Stage 1 under caution. So Chris Buescher wins Stage 1 at Daytona, followed by Riley Herbst, Todd Gilliland, Justin Haley, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, Chandler Smith, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, and Ryan Blaney. Your top 10 in the stage. So Christopher Buescher, Stage 1 winner. Some crucial points in his quest to make the playoffs with his 1 win. As we get back underway here on lap 70, a bunch of cars are out of this race. Bubba Wallace is out. Not Reddick. Bowman, as we know. LaJoie, as we knew. Joey Logano is out. I believe Brad Keselowski is out of this race as well. Oh my goodness. Joey Logano and Bubba Wallace, 2 drivers and LaJoie, 3 of those drivers all had to win to get into the playoffs. Now out of this race and will miss the playoffs. So your Joey Logano, your real-life 2022 champion, will miss the playoffs once again here in 2003. A very disappointing season for him. And same for Bubba Wallace, leaving only one 23XI Racing representative into the playoffs. As right now in the front, Kyle Busch is a lap car, as is Chandler Smith and BJ McLeod. So Ty Gibbs is now leading here at Daytona. He is taking the lead from the 20 of Christopher Bell as they battle it out behind him. But, you know, a dramatic crash there that we missed, taking out some contenders who had to win to make the playoffs. But it's Ty Gibbs leading, looking for win number 2 of this season, looking to secure his spot into the playoffs. And now Christopher Buescher leads on the last lap of stage 2 now, fighting the 20 of Christopher Bell hard for position. Who's it going to be? Watch out, the 24 William Byron is going to go a lap down, as is Ty Gibbs. They're slowing up, causing some chaos here among the leaders. The 17 nearly hits the 54. What a wreck avoidance. And now the Bell and the 20 will clear Buescher because of Buescher having to check up because of Ty Gibbs. Now Bell has the lead, looking to win the stage and get a playoff point, and basically put himself in the regular season lead with this stage win right here. This will put him tied with Kevin Harvick, as Bell now lapping Chase Elliott and Stenhouse. Here comes Buescher Jones. Oh, they go high. They choose the wrong lane. They should have gone low. They had a shot at Bell. Now they both get stacked up. And to the line, it's going to be the easy stage win for Christopher Bell as Chase Elliott pits. Christopher Bell will win stage 2 here at Daytona, followed by Christopher Buescher in the 17, then Eric Jones, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland, Ty Gibbs, and then it's going to be AJ Allmendinger and Riley Herbst in an absolute drag race for 6th place right now. It's going to go to Herbst over Allmendinger, and then Reddick Almirola and the 51 of JJ Yaley gets a stage point. Shout out to him. But your race leader, this Bell is your stage winner. Now a huge crash here on lap 117 has eliminated from this race Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, Ricky Stenhouse, who will miss the playoffs, Kevin Harvick, Ross Chastain, 2 guys who are already safe in the playoffs. So you get some big names wiped out in that crash. Harvick, Cindric were in contention for the regular season title, but are now no longer being out of this race, especially with Christopher Bell getting the stage 2 win and running up in second right now as Eric Jones leads us to green here into turn 1 and 2 over Bell, Burton, Gilliland, and Earps, the top 5. And now also out of the race is the 42 of Josh Berry in 20th. And so Josh Berry filling in for Noah Gragson. That 42 car will not be in contention for the win tonight any longer. So we missed a pretty big crash that took out a lot of contenders, as Eric Jones leads the Coke Zero Sugar 400 here at Daytona, looking to win his way into the playoffs. He's had a very solid season. He's still top 10 in points. He's been doing a whale of a job, but just has not found victory lane. That's what he needs to do to make the playoffs, but it does not look like that's, well, it looks like it might happen today. He's got a very fast car, but the 20 of Christopher Bell is also very fast. He's a 2-time winner and pretty much has his regular season championship almost in the bag already, as Jones leads now on to lap 159. This is with this is lap 179, I believe. This is with just 2 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. On lap 159, 2 to go here at Daytona for Christopher Bell. He leads Ty Gibbs, and how about the 36 of Riley Herbst running second, making a charge for the win? Could Riley Herbst make it happen here? He's clear for second. Can he get a move on Christopher Bell? This would be a massive upset if Herbst could get his first career win. And an SHR prepped front row car, white flag in the air. Final lap is right. Could have won back at Daytona for Christopher Bell, looking to secure the regular season championship with his 3rd win of the season. But here comes Riley Herbst, the 36 to the inside for the lead. Herbst goes inside of Bell. He will take the lead. And now here comes Ty Gibbs following Herbst through, as well as Buescher. They have made it a crazy turn of events. And Bell, the dominant car of the night, is now falling back further and further out of contention. Now Buescher hangs out Gibbs 3 wide, exactly what Riley Herbst wanted to see. Almost an exact repeat of how Jeremy Clements got the upset winning the Xfinity Series race yesterday. And now here comes Riley Herbst in the 36 through 3 and 4 for the final time, about to pull off an unbelievable upset that if you bet on it, you would be making bank. As to the line, Riley Herbst wins at Daytona. Your runner-up will be Ty Gibbs, and then Bell, Buescher, Allmendinger, the top 5. Priest comes home in 6th. Sorry, Eric Jones is 6th. Harrison Burton 7th. 8th place here is going to be the 38 machine of Todd Gilliland. Behind him, 9th place would go the 8 of Kyle Busch. So Gilliland will miss the playoffs, as we know. And 10th is going to be the 24 of William Byron, who will be eliminated from the playoffs because he couldn't make it happen. But how about that? Riley Herbst's first career win in the Cup Series comes at Daytona. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And he denies any new winner who's points eligible for making the playoffs. So how about that? Riley Earps with a huge upset. See the race results on the left side of your screen. And now the question is, who are our 16 drivers who will be fighting for a championship starting next week for the Southern 500? We will see you momentarily. Now to the playoff grid, that means our playoff drivers will be Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Preece, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Ty Gibbs, and Chris Buescher gets the last spot by 2 points over Austin Dillon, and Justin Haley misses by 4. So Haley and Dillon, the two winners who will not make the playoffs, as Buescher sneaks in. You see, of course, Byron Jones-Logano missed the playoffs as well. And Christopher Bell did clinch the regular season championship with his dominant performance and strong run here tonight at Daytona. And now we're going to look at the playoff grid entering the round of 16, beginning in Darlington. Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick sit comfortably 1 and 2 above the cut line. Then Austin Cindric, Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex, and Tyler Reddick are all in that zone where anything can happen, and the playoff grid can absolutely be shaken up because of how tight it is on points. And same thing for the 4 drivers just below the cut line, and Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Ty Gibbs. So until next episode of the Southern 500 at Darlington, I hope you all have a good one.